Hey guys, I have a cool book to show you. I think it's cool. There's no lore in it. It's a kid's book. One of my friends online in Brennan's Discord, Quinlan Boss's Discord, posted this cool image of kid-style cartoon ABCs of the Star Wars alphabet with Star Wars characters representing each letter. And what was neat about it is it had expanded universe characters. And my first thought was that this is some new thing done with new technology, something easily whipped up. And we're all like, a bunch of us were like, what is this? This is really cool. This is Ulic Queldroma in there. And the person's like, no, this is from back in the day. And awesomely, it's from pre-cancellation. It's from 2010. It's not an official Lucasfilm product. So the story goes, and the story might not be perfect. And so feel free to fill in some details in the comments. I will not do all my research and give you a lazy, perhaps incomplete background. And in return, I will not be offended when you rectify that in the comments. This is the deal. However, I think this is pretty accurate, which is that Brandon and Emma Pete, their name, got pregnant with their first kid, who they named Tycho. So you know they're real EU fans. And they're like, hey, we want to decorate our baby's room. And so they, as artists, they created the Star Wars alphabet. And it was so popular online, it gained viral traction. I'm not sure exactly why. Some of us were speculating as to why it was so popular. Maybe enough websites picked it up. It was so popular online that they turned it into a book that they put the proceeds in a college fund for their son Tycho. And I saw it, and the story is just so original and inspiring and cool. The fan project that turned into an actual book, that I had to have it. I also really like the art style. You know, we have this from back in the day, the Star Wars ABCs, and it doesn't have a modern art style or even a kid's art style. Pretty photorealistic. I've shown this before. We have Forlom in place of Zuckuss. Again, probably taking a cue from Kenner's mistake. And these days we have all these kids' books from Disney, and you know, taking my EU completist attitude to reading my DU, saw me buying all these. They were doing nothing for me, and you know, eventually I was like, you know, what am I doing here? I'm not buying these anymore. These are giving me nothing. You know, I gotta mail those off to the nieces and nephews. Disney does have some good kids books, but I'm not buying any more of those. Some of you guys are really extreme. You know, the folks that will never give $1 to Disney. You know, pipe down. Okay, surely there's some original trilogy merchandising that's for kids that you can stomach giving to your kids. I digress. I'm sorry. But to look at this, the book, A is for Ackbar, An Alphabet from a Galaxy Far, Far Away, by Emma and Brandon Pete. It's in really good condition. The Tycho Maximus Pete College Fund. We have almost a little publisher symbol here. Brandon Pete, brandonpete.com. And I looked it up, and what I found was that you would donate $15 or more, and you would get a copy of the book, and the money, the proceeds would go to their son's college fund. And I think that it did really well, though I believe that these are still relatively rare. There's an ultrasound. Yeah, that's a baby. I know it looks weird. That's what it says. Introduction. Okay, I guess I'll attempt to read this. I am illiterate adjacent, so bear with me. Introduction. When we found out we were pregnant with our first child, Tycho, we began thinking of fun ways to decorate a baby's room. Since we live in an apartment and aren't allowed to paint the walls, that meant posters or prints of some kind. And being artists, we naturally wanted to create those prints ourselves. In the end, we decided to illustrate an alphabet of characters from one of our favorite franchises, Star Wars. Selecting each letter was a lengthy process. The characters who made the cut are primarily from the original trilogy. No prequel characters here. Oh my. With a few from the expanded universe of books, comics, and video games. We also tried to keep the illustrations as non-violent as possible. In the words of Werher, no blasters. For maximum kid friendliness. We decided to collect them all in this book as a way to pass this experience on to those who might have kids of their own. Or simply grew up themselves. Or simply never grew up themselves. We hope that our son Tycho, and you and yours, will enjoy this alphabet and this galaxy far, far away as much as we do. Emma and Brandon Pete. He's got a nice little illustration of his family. That's awesome. Okay, so he's the guy with the afro here on the back. Sick. I guess I'll just take a quick run through this. Dash Rendar. I love this Ewok. Hey, see, he's escaping the Sarlacc. So, this is EU, right? You can find this, all these online, this image. You know, we were speculating online as to why it was so popular at the time, and I was thinking that perhaps part of it was that there was just more of an appetite for this aesthetic for Star Wars prior to the Disney buyout, since Disney would have obviously come in and overloaded the merchandise with that type of stuff. Hard to say. That's a great Mara Jade. Someone pointed out that she has her blue lightsaber when we were talking about it. She's got little headphones. Now, Red Rogue Palpatine. Quinlan Voss. Somebody else noted how adorable it is that this is the picture that R2-D2 is projecting. And 3PO holding hands. There's Ulick. Shizor. And Zuckus proper for Z. I think that this is awesome. And even with my partial defense of Disney merchandising and kids products, I must admit that the appeal here is that this is prior to the Disney buyout. It's partially why this is so cool. Not an official Lucasfilm product, but nonetheless before the cancellation. Thank you.